What's up, guys? Steve here with a breaking news update as the official stimulus package bill has just been released to the public. That's right. Now, we're going to be going through this bill in this video, and I just want to let you know this is a 5,593 page bill, and I'm going to be going through the entire bill. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to be focusing on the two main provisions that I know everybody's interested in, and that's going to be the stimulus checks and unemployment. And that includes the $300 per week FPUC boost and the PUA and the PEUC. Those are the main ones I'm going to be focusing on because it's going to take a while to go through the rest of the provisions. So we're going to take a look right now. I'm going to get you caught up on it. At this moment, Congress is also reviewing this bill, and they're expected to hold votes on it today in the House and in the Senate to see if it will go on to the president to be signed into law. And we received word from the president yesterday that he said, Donald Trump said, that he will sign this into law as long as it passes through the House and the Senate. So this is very likely going to be the bill that we're going to see pushed through for the next stimulus package. So we're going to dive right in right now in just a second and cover all the details. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, it'll just take a second. Be sure to smash that like button. I would appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Like button, leaving comments, and sharing these videos out to anybody who you think might need to see this breaking stimulus news. Well, it helps out my channel. Thank you so much. And also, if you're not already part of the viewing community and you would like to stay up to date on everything that's rolling out right now, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that way as soon as I upload, you can be notified right away. And why not? Everybody's doing it. And if you don't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram as well at SteveRam3. But now let's go ahead and dive into the latest regarding this breaking news stimulus as we now have the official bill. All right, so let's dive right in. Once again, link in the description below to check out the bill for yourself. And it says page 1 of 5,593. And it says the short title for this is the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2021. Now we're going to dive right into the stimulus checks. And if you'd like to do so along with me, it's going to be on page 1,966. There you can see this is going to be page 43 of this section, and it says section 272, additional 2020 recovery rebates for individuals. Now jumping down to line 13, you can see number 1, $600 or $1,200 in the case of eligible individuals filing a joint return, plus number 2, an amount equal to the product of $600 multiplied by the number of qualified children. So all of your children are going to be getting $600. Now you might be wondering, what is the definition of a child? Well, it says within the meaning of section 24C of the taxpayer. Now section 24C states anybody that is 16 years or under, they get a stimulus check. If you are 17, 18 or anything older, you do not qualify for a stimulus check as a dependent. So I'm very sorry to report that to you. I know a lot of people were hoping adult dependents would be included in the stimulus checks, but it looks like the second round they're going to be left out again. Now, we're going to talk about eligibility. Jumping down to the next page, it says line 3, number 1, $150,000. That's going to be for couples filing jointly. Number 2, $112,500 is the eligibility for head of household, and also number 3, $75,000 pretty much for individuals. So pretty much the same eligibility requirements. Now it does specify that if you go $100 over that limit, that is going to deduct $5 from your stimulus check. So instead of $600, you're going to be getting what is that? $595 if you make $75,100. Then you're going to deduct $5 from your stimulus check. All right, now we're going to be talking about ITIN numbers. Now we're going to be jumping down a couple pages. I didn't include the page number on this one, sorry, but it's going to be just a couple pages down. I think it's page 58 in the subsection. And it says, line 6, $600 if valid identification number of only one spouse is included on the return of tax for the taxable year. So it's pretty much like we heard before in the first round. If the head of the house had an ITIN number, the entire household was not eligible for stimulus checks. However, they're saying if one has an ITIN number but the other spouse is a citizen, then that spouse that is a citizen does get a check. The one with the ITIN number does not. And their children, if they're citizens as well with social security numbers, they get their stimulus checks included as well too. So they're not going to be taking out the entire household now with this new round of stimulus checks. So very good news for those of you who missed out in the first round because one of the heads of the house had an ITIN number. And lastly, regarding stimulus checks, before we dive into unemployment, I had a couple notes that I wrote down, and that was, I noticed there was nothing about the double dip. So it looks like if you're unemployed, you can collect that unemployment boost and also collect a stimulus check. It looks like they left that out of the bill. And also, I noted that child support will be garnished from these stimulus checks. I didn't see anything in there excluding that, so it looks like that's going to be a carryover. And in addition to that, I also wrote down that if you were not eligible for a stimulus check in 2019, but you have suffered a loss and are now eligible in 2020 due to the pandemic, it says that you can get the stimulus check, but as a tax credit. So that's going to be included in there for you as well. So that's what I've seen on the stimulus checks. Now, also, I know a lot of people ask about SSI, SSDI, Veterans Railroads, and those of you that are collecting those benefits. Are you eligible for a check? I didn't see anything, but this just came out. I might have missed it, but last we heard, you were going to be eligible for a stimulus check. So I believe that you will. If I hear anything different, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But now let's go ahead and dive into the unemployment provisions that are included in this bill. And this is going to be on page 1,928. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into that $300 per week FPUC boost first. Now, this is going to be on page 11 of this section, and it says Section 203, Extension of Federal Pandemic Unemployment Compensation, aka the FPUC boost. Now, let's go ahead and jump to line 7, where it says 2 weeks of unemployment beginning after the date on which such agreement is entered into and ending on or before July 31st of 2020. So that's when we saw it expire before. Now, look at line 10, to the weeks of unemployment beginning after December 26, 2020. So it's going to be starting the day after Christmas. That's when you're going to be eligible to receive this boost. And it says line 13, March 14th of 2021 is when it's going to be expiring. So they're going to be adding an additional 11 weeks, going to be starting the day after Christmas, where you're going to get an additional $300 per week on top of your unemployment benefits. And now jumping down to line 17, it says A, in paragraph 1B, by striking of 600 and inserting equal to the amount specified in the paragraph. So let's go ahead and jump there. And it says item 2, for the weeks of unemployment beginning December 26, 2020. So for this new provision, it says we're going to be getting, jumping all the way down to the bottom, on March 14, 2021, when it expires, $300. So it's pretty much as we saw. Now, in addition to that, I didn't see any eligibility requirements. So they had mentioned potentially adding in the eligibility for LWA, where you have to be collecting at least $100 per week for your unemployment to get this. That does not apply. This is going to be like the last FPUC, where it's pretty much going to go out to everybody. So you're going to get this little bonus on top of your unemployment benefits. Now let's discuss the PEUC unemployment extension. Now this is going to be on page 14. It's going to be section 206, and it says extension and benefit phase out rule for the pandemic emergency unemployment compensation, or the PEUC extension. Now let's go ahead and get right to it. They're going to be extending this out on line 12 to March 14th of 2021. So this is going to be extended out also 11 weeks, and this is going to take place on December 26th of 2020. So the day after Christmas, there's going to be an additional extension. You're going to be able to collect 11 more weeks of unemployment benefits. Now, if we jump further down, it says increase the number of weeks section. So it says amended by striking 13 and inserting 24. So before you're able to get 13 weeks, now you're going to be able to get 24 additional weeks of federal unemployment benefits after you have fully exhausted your state benefits. And lastly, let's discuss the PUA. Now, this is the one that expanded eligibility for unemployment benefits for those who normally would not qualify, such as the self-employed, independent contractors, or gig workers. Now, you're able to collect this PUA benefit, which is a federal unemployment benefit that allows you to collect during this pandemic. Now, this is going to be page 5. It says subchapter 1. Actually, this is the first one that's brought up on unemployment benefits, but I kind of went out of order. Now, let's go ahead and get right to it. You can jump down here and you can see line 11, December 31st, 2020. We're going to be striking that and putting March 14th, 2021. So again, they're going to be extending this out an additional 11 weeks. Now, one of the things I noted was on the next page, it says termination, line 6, notwithstanding any other provision of this subsection, no pandemic unemployment assistance shall be payable for any week beginning after April 5th, 2021. So I'm a little unclear as to the expiration date because I saw March 14th, but now I'm seeing April 5th. So I'm going to dive a little bit further. I'll get you guys more details, but I'm seeing 2 end dates here. Also, one of the things I thought was interesting, jumping down to line 22, it says appeals by individuals. An individual may appeal any determination of redetermination regarding the rights of pandemic unemployment. So, for those of you who have been told that you have to pay back your PUA, what they're saying, it says waiver, line 18, waiver authority for certain overpayments of pandemic unemployment assistance. It says waiver authority in the case of individual who has received amounts of pandemic unemployment assistance to which they were not entitled. The state shall require such individuals to repay. However, it goes on further to say that if it was a mistake, pretty much, that you might not have to pay it back if you can convince them. So they're going to be waiving some of these people that are saying that they did it, they got overpaid, but it was an accident, it wasn't their fault, it was in good faith, it was just an honest mistake. You might not have to pay that PUA back. So be sure to take a look at this section of the unemployment benefits. As it says, Section A, the payment of such pandemic unemployment assistance was without fault on the part of any such individual, and B, such repayment would be contrary to the equity and good conscience. So you might not have to pay this back if you can say it was just a simple, honest mistake. Well, you guys, that is your breaking news. The official bill is now out to the public. It just came out a little while ago. Well, maybe a couple hours now because I've been reviewing it and making this video, but I'm going to get this uploaded right away so that way you can see it. I'm going to look into this bill a little bit further and see if I can pull out any more details to let you guys know about. And if I find anything else or any other news rolls out, or if the Senate and the House begin to vote, I'll be sure to hop on the channel and let you guys know and keep you up to date. And once again, if you made it this far and you like and appreciate these video updates, be sure to smash that like button. It helps out my channel. Thank you so much. And also, if you'd like to stay up to date on everything rolling out, be sure to smash the subscribe button. And also follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. Oh, and turn on that notification bell so that way as soon as I upload, you can be notified. And also, you guys have a blessed day. I'm excited to share this with you, and I'll keep you up to date as information rolls out. So God bless. Take care. This is Steve.